Edward Laos. Welcome to Travel Talk, filmed at the Peachtree Rose Marketing Studios and hosted by the hotel guide publisher, Edward Laos.
Good afternoon, everybody. Edward Laos here, publisher of the Hotel Guide and your host of Travel Talk. Really excited about today's episode. I've got something new, unique, something we've never had on our show before. And I've got the CEO of Glice, Viktor Meier, here. Viktor, how are you doing?
Very good, actually, here in Switzerland.
Switzerland. Wow, wonderful. So we're here in Texas, you're in Switzerland. This is why I love technology and the ability to bring two worlds, two corners of the world together. And we get to share some of our experiences, beginning with you. So I know a lot of times my listeners are like, hey, Edward, who are you interviewing today? Tell us a little bit about them. So Viktor, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of how you got to your role as CEO, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit about the business itself.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I grew up in Switzerland and I was always very interested in nature. And when I was a little boy, there was the Chernobyl accident. And even if Switzerland is far away from the reactor, we were not allowed to play outside in the woods for weeks. And there I decided, hey, when I grow up, I want to make sure that we preserve our planet. Fast forward, I actually then got interested in everything which is international. I studied diplomacy, but also realized that it's a bit too formal. And afterwards, after studies, I backpacked around the world. I ended up actually in Texas, in your state. I worked there for a technology company. I did an MBA. And later I went back to Switzerland working for a corporation. But I also realized that's not my thing. And one day I met by chance a guy who developed a material which looks like ice. It feels like ice, but it's not ice. It doesn't melt. And you can ice skate in any climate. And then I knew, hey, that's the thing I want to do. And we set up a company in Switzerland. And a few years later, we've sold our eco-friendly zero-energy Rinks in over 100 countries, over 3,000 installations. And so that's where we are today.
No, that's amazing. I didn't know about the backpacking part of your background. That's kind of cool too. But tell everybody a little bit about Glice, a little bit about maybe what's going on now, or some of the things that you have on tap with it. Anything big coming up for the rest of the year, going into 2026 for the company?
Yeah. So for example, hotels, they want to bring winter magic, winter wonderland to their hotels, right? And what they normally do is they hire a rink company. They come there, they block an area in the hotel for like 4 or 5 days, and then to freeze the ice. And then they invite their guests. They have to have a special technician on site to control the ice and the Zamboni and everything. And at night, the machines, they make noise. So you're in a premium hotel, but you cannot open the window because you hear the. So that's where we come in. So we offer like our ice. They're made of these panels. They are set up. A smaller ice rink can be set up in 2-3 hours. And then open to the guests, right? And that's very easy. And we go far beyond just ice skating. We also offer ice stock curling, so they can play. Ice stock. They can put a bonfire, have a mulled wine, and just you're responsible for the whole atmosphere. But what is special, and I'm glad you asked what's in for this year. Our solution was excellent. That's why we grew in over 100 countries, but there was still a gap between us and ice. And we put a lot of research into closing that gap. And just 2 weeks ago, we had a major breakthrough where we were able to close that gap. And in lab tests at the Fraunhofer Institute in Germany, we were able to prove that our material reaches the same glidability or coefficient of friction. That means now we can offer ice skating, zero energy cost, and with no compromise in gliding quality and fun experience.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a big deal. just 2 weeks ago to have that happen. It just makes the. I mean, I've seen the website. I haven't been on one of your products yet, but it looks amazing in terms of the reality of it, and like you said, to be able to do it just like if you were on ice itself. So have you been hearing some great feedback from guests and from people who use it?
Yeah, I mean, we've done hundreds of hotels. Some really like big brands like Four Seasons, Fairmont, Kempinski, and so on. But also a lot of smaller boutique hotels, or they maybe have a curling rink or so to keep the people there. And normally they really love it because it's a way to keep the families or the people on site instead of going out. They have like the activities on site. They can do corporate events. If you're in the event business or so, you maybe put a like kind of a Swiss chalet with cheese fondue, and they play curling and they go ice skating. So they really love it from different angles. That's a magnet in general, or just bringing the
Yeah.
special ambience.
So if I'm a hotel and I'm saying, "Hey, Victor, we'd love to have this product in our property," what's the timeline from start to finish to actually have it and get it? And also, as a hotel, do they get to keep it? Is it rented? How does that work?
Very good question. So normally you just fill in the form on our website or call us, and we have a Glice expert like consulting you, and
Mhm.
we want you to be successful because successful rinks bring more rinks, and so we
Yeah.
just listen to your budget, your space, what is actually the goal you want to reach, and then the lead time depends. Like we have higher demand where we are very more busy or not, but I would say between 5 6 weeks. We have stock in Europe, in North America. We have warehouses. So it depends where in the world a bit you are, but normally North America and Europe 5 6 weeks, and we send the ring to the location. We send either a supervisor who together with the hotel staff will install it. And as I said, if you know how to install IKEA, you can do it. A lot of our clients, they even do it themselves because they see an installation video, say, we can do that. You don't need to fly here. And the hotel staff goes through a 40 minutes online course, how to manage drink, and that's it. And they can manage, and we are there if there is any support needed. But normally it's a very low support product because once you get the manager certification, which is the 40 minutes course, you know how to manage. And then to your question, we sell, we also rent. Actually, our statistics of last year is that 73% of our clients who rented the ring, they end up buying it. So we offer them to buy it at the end of the season. So that's also an option.
That's great. I love the ability to have that. I know that you said it's easy storage as well. I saw that on the website where when you take it down,
Yeah.
it kind of works all together. So that's a good thing there too. So I love that it's great for the environment. Goes back to your initial feelings when you were a kid, like you said. So you're doing some great things with the company. Let's switch from the business
Mm,
side to the personal side a little bit. I always like to ask
yeah.
my guests some travel questions since we are a travel show. But what are some of your favorite travel destinations that you've been to? And then what are some bucket list items that you have on your list?
Well, I love nature, like I just said, but also like just discovering, like I'm coming from Switzerland where everything is perfect and organized. So somehow I seek the country, like cows somewhere in India or something. So really like adventurous places. And on my bucket list, I would love to go, for example, to the Himalayas, go hiking up there, or maybe the Andes, like Machu Picchu, or maybe even down south in Chile, Patagonia. But honestly, I traveled to over 80 countries, and
Wow.
as I said, I'm traveling every year maybe to 20 countries, and the world is so big, and I feel I only have seen 1%. So there's still a lot to see and discover.
No, I can imagine. Actually, I've had over 100 podcast guests. You're the first one that has the Himalayas on their bucket list. So that's kind of a cool thing to have as well. So talk a little bit. I'm going to go back in time, but tell me a little bit about that backpacking experience and what it did to you and how that changed you when you were younger.
So the premise was I only had a backpack with me of around 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to keep it simple, like just having the very essential with me.
Yeah.
And that somehow changed. For example, I got married and have kids, and I moved in with a little carry-on bag. That's it. And honestly, right now, I still probably all my property is the carry-on bag, and my kids and my wife, they have much more things. So that
Yeah.
stayed with me. And I tried when I was backpacking to not be a tourist, but in every country to learn something. But I was totally unplanned. So, for example, when I went to India, I got off the airplane and I saw a guy doing stone sculpture, and I told him, "Wow, that's very beautiful. I wish I could learn that." And then he said, "Why don't you sit down?" And I sit down next to the guy, and I ended up being 1 month learning from him how to stone sculpture.
Wow.
And then it went on, and I was on the road like that almost 18 months, and just learning in every country what I could learn. And it, for some people it could sound like a wasted time, but nowadays building a worldwide business, it gives me a lot of empathy and understanding and cultural understanding, and I know a bit about the culture, and that helps connecting with people.
No, I love that. I think you've taken life experiences and really poured that into your company as well. And I think I love what you're saying about being able to understand, have empathy for other cultures, because it also understands as you're expanding Glice and going to that next level, you're able to really understand the market in each area, whether it's Europe, whether it's North America, any of that stuff, and really listen with an open heart. So I applaud you for that, Victor, and being able to do that. So we got a couple of minutes left.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's the best way for people to find out a little bit more about the company and connect with you guys?
So you can connect with our company Glice, glice.com, for example. You find me personally, so I'm happy to connect with everyone on LinkedIn, at Viktor with a K, Viktor Meier with a I, Viktor Meier. You will find me and just connect with me, and I'm happy to be connected with anyone.
Oh, that's awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time today to be on our show and to kind of let the world know a little bit about this ingenuity that's going on. When I got the release on it, I was like, man, this is a one of a kind thing. And I really want to have Victor on our show. So I'm really thankful that you were able to take the time to be on our show today.
Perfect. Thank you for having me on your show. Take care.
Well, perfect.
Bye.
To all of our listeners out there, you know the drill. Follow us at thehotelguide.com. We will have Victor's contact information and the website for Glice in our show notes. So make sure you take a look at that. Follow them, find him on LinkedIn, and follow them and get information on their website. But as we always like to say, travel, make memories. And until next time, everybody, take care and we'll talk soon.
Take care.